Good evening, Vols Society! Welcome, everyone, to a special Sunday night edition of Vols Society Live, home of your 2022 tennis SEC basketball champion, University of Tennessee Volunteers. I'm telling you what, this has been probably one of the greatest days I've ever been in being a Tennessee fan. And we're going to dive into the game and just everything that went on. My name is David Morrison. I am the Vols Society analyst right here on the Vols Society Network. Don't forget to follow us on Facebook, facebook.com/UT Vols Society. We just passed 5,000 followers this week. Thank you to everybody who follow us on Facebook, reaching that milestone. We are growing leaps and bounds each and every day. Just a fantastic job. And also, don't forget to leave comments in the chat room. We already are hitting the chat room big. Our founder, Brad, is in the chat saying, how about those SEC champions? Let's go. Pamela says, let's not forget about our baseball team. Yes, it was a great day overall. The baseball team picked up a sweep over Rhode Island, and also the softball team won today against Missouri. So like I said, just a fantastic day for Tennessee Athletics, but we're mainly focusing on the Tennessee basketball team, your 2022 SEC tournament champions. Like I said, first time since 1979, the Big Orange have cut the nets at the SEC tournament. We've come so close for so many years, even more recent years, but finally it has happened today. We defeated Texas A&M. We'll go ahead and kind of recap just throughout the weekend overall, and then I will give you my NCAA tournament predictions throughout the show. We got some questions for our viewers. What do you think about Tennessee receiving the number 3 seed? I have an opinion. I'll get into it momentarily. Also, our YouTube viewers, we're already getting comments from our YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, like the video, drive the analytics, as they say in the YouTube game, up. But like I said, we got a great viewership right now joining us. Just like I said, let's get all the ball fans in here tonight. Let's celebrate this championship, because we have waited 43 years for an SEC tournament championship. A lot of us have never saw that. Some ball fans remember 1979 when the Big Orange won it. Like I said, being a big Tennessee basketball fan, seeing some the good times and the bad times. Like I said, obviously I've seen us win a regular season championship. I've seen us obviously to make it to the NCAA tournament multiple times, but I always wanted us to win that tournament, and we finally got that off. And now the next goal is to get to the Final Four for the first time in school history. All right, let's recap today really quick. Tennessee defeats Texas A&M 65-50. Tennessee shot 39% from the field today, 42% from downtown. They were lighting it up. Got out to that hot start. It was like 16-0. I mean, you knew it was going to be a special day. Ball Steak already commenting, says he was born in '87, never seen an SEC championship for basketball, and I hadn't either. I'm just a couple of years older than you, Steak. Brad is too. This is just so special all the way around. Tennessee, like I said, held Texas A&M to 31% from the field, 21% from the three-point line. Yesterday when we played Kentucky only shot 10% from downtown. Tennessee clamped down on the three-point shooting all weekend long, even Thursday night against Mississippi State. This was just Tennessee's weekend overall. And like I said, had some things kind of go our way. We didn't have to face Auburn or Arkansas. And I'm not trying to discredit Texas A&M, because Texas A&M played a heck of an SEC tournament. And I really think they should have made the NCAA tournament just because of their weekend. But like I said, I'll get into that in just a moment. Hello to my grandparents. I just now saw your comment. Like I said, looking at some of the individual stats, Josiah Jordan-James, I mean, the guy had a great tournament this weekend. 16 points for him today, 3 for 7 from three-point land, 6 for 16 from the field, 10 rebounds. we've been waiting 3.5 years for Josiah Jordan-James to play like a 5-star basketball player, and it's finally clicking right now. We started to see glimpses of it towards the end of the regular season, and then once it come to tournament time, I mean, he played his guts out. Brad said he's never been proud of these guys. They were in charge all day. Absolutely. Steak says feels great to be a Vol. Absolutely, too. Santiago Vescovi also had another great day. 17 points for him. Kennedy Chandler with 14 points, 7 assists for him. John Fulkerson contributed off the bench, picking up 12 rebounds, 8 points. Happy to see Fulky. Like I said, hopefully we can end some more high notes with him on his career, but one of the more memorable moments for our super senior. Just a overall fantastic day. Just a wonderful afternoon. Happy for Rick Barnes. Rick Barnes has been a coach in college basketball for over 35 years. He's only won one conference tournament, and that's when he was at Providence in the mid-'90s. And now he comes to Tennessee, and like I said, just you think about how Rick Barnes' tenure at Tennessee has gone, coming off of a controversial hiring with Donnie Tyndall, and then him quickly getting out. We finally got rid of him before we had some major allegations come down to us and sanctions. We brought in Rick Barnes. He was just let go at Texas. And I think a lot of Vol fans are thinking, okay, this is a nice coach. I think he can get us to the NCAA tournament, but can he take Tennessee basketball to kind of the days of when Bruce Pearl was there? And Rick Barnes has totally answered those questions big time. The answer is yes, yes, yes. I mean, in 43 years of the SEC tournament, Don DeVoe and Rick Barnes are the only two coaches that have won an SEC tournament championship. And there's been some good coaches. Wade Houston had a pretty good run. Jerry Green had a pretty good run. Bruce, I know, has his fans and non-fans. But that was probably at that time the height of Tennessee basketball, got us to the Elite Eight. But now, here we are in the Rick Barnes era. Already had a number one. We were at one time the number one team in the nation just a few years ago, an SEC regular season championship, and now an SEC tournament championship. Can Rick Barnes finally get us to that Final Four for the first time in school history? I think we got the players ready. I think Sake says we're blessed to have Rick Barnes. Absolutely. I think we got the guys ready to play right now. They're believing in what Coach Barnes is saying, and they showed several times in the broadcast the post-game comments on February the 13th that Rick Barnes says that we are going to win the national championship. And that's, some people may call that a bold statement, but it's going to be quite interesting to see how this team does in the NCAA tournament. And I'm going to definitely dive into it a lot more. Like I said, just I don't know what else much to say about that. Just a fun afternoon, and waiting. It felt like when that game ended till 6 o'clock, it felt like it took 6-7 hours just for those tournament selections to be announced, and we finally got them revealed. And it felt like the winds kind of went out of ourselves a little bit, as Tennessee still is a number 3 seed. We did not get that number 2 seed. I really thought Auburn and us should have swapped spots. Texas A&M, who was the number 8 seed in the SEC tournament, fighting for their tournament loss on the bubble, pretty much like the next 4 out, not even the first 4 out. Defeated Florida and then knocked off Auburn and Arkansas, and it wasn't enough, and Auburn still has a number 2. Now, it's just unbelievable how that all worked out, right? So Tennessee's never respected, and that could be the truth. But this just gives us an opportunity to play better. And Brad said, "There's no doubt we are a 2, if not a 1." You look at the wins. You defeated Arizona, who's a number 1 seed, back in December. You beat Kentucky twice. Kentucky at one time was ranked in the top 5 when we beat them on our home court. beat Auburn, beat Arkansas. You split with LSU. I mean, besides Alabama, that's just I don't know what else. I mean, like I said, the one would have been probably. I believe the ones were already locked, but getting to that 2 spot would have been just a little bit. Should have been at least a 2. The 1 would have probably been a little more challenging, but we shall see. Like I said, now Tennessee will be taking on Longwood Thursday in Indianapolis. Right now, the tip-off times have not been announced as we were getting ready to come on the air. Hopefully, if we hear anything or somebody will leave in the comments and we can give that information to you. If not, follow us on Facebook at facebook.com/YouTube All Society, and we'll give you the time and the TV channel that it's going to be on. But it's going to be Thursday in Long Island. I'm going to go ahead and do this really quick. Go ahead and pull up this bracket. Here we go. All right, hopefully everybody can see that. So I'll go ahead and scroll over to where Tennessee's at. Just give you an idea where the Vols are seated. Just right down here. Okay, so there we are. You see I don't know if you can see my mouse, but right now we are a number 3 seed, 26-7 on the year, getting ready to take on Longwood. Longwood is the champions of the Big South Conference. They won the regular season and tournament title. Go ahead and pull their stats up here on my phone really quick. I believe it or not, when I was kind of making my own personal bracketology picks, I had this playing Longwood, but I had Tennessee as a 2 and Longwood as a 15. So got it right, but the seedings was wrong. But Longwood on the year, they're averaging about 76 points a game, shooting 45% from the field. 3-point percentage is 37%. Like I said, I don't expect any trouble with Longwood. I think Tennessee's going to take care of business. Like I said, just continue to do what you've done the last 3 days in the SEC tournaments. Defend that 3-point shot and just aggressive defense. And like I said, just make sure Josiah Jordan-James gets hot, Vescovy gets hot. Everybody just clicking on cylinders. Like I said, this should be a less superior opponent for us. Like I said, just, we have to just continue to put the gas down and drive through these opponents. Because like I said, this team is a Sweet 16 Elite 8 team. And here in a moment, I'll go ahead and break down the rest. Looking at who we might face in round 2. So the 6-11 matchup, you got Colorado State and Michigan. Colorado State, like I said, end up losing, I think, in the quarterfinal or semifinals of the Mountain West tournament. And then Michigan was a bubble team. A lot of people had them in, had them out. Michigan ended up making it to they made it to the quarterfinals on Friday in the Big Ten tournament and pretty much got in. I thought Michigan would be in a play-in game, but it's not the case. I really like Tennessee's chances against both of these teams. Like I said, this team to me is superior than right now than Colorado State. Definitely better than Michigan, and like I said, obviously better than Longwood. Brad says this madness, anything can happen. Absolutely. So then, if we end up advancing there, kind of zoom out a little bit here. So as you see, some of the Sweet 16 matchups possibly could face Ohio State. You also got the team that knocked us out just a few years ago, Loyola Chicago, as a 10 seed. I probably wouldn't want to face them right now. You also got Villanova with Connor Gillespie on this team. Can be a very dangerous team. I don't expect to see Delaware to advance out of this. So it's going to come down to – I think it's probably going to come down to Villanova as the potential Sweet 16 matchup if Tennessee does go on to face them. Get a drink really quick here. That just gives you an idea of where Tennessee is seated in the NCAA tournament. like I said, with Longwood in round 1, and then get the winner of Colorado State and Michigan, and then, like I said, then you either get like Ohio State, Louisville, Chicago, Villanova in the Sweet 16. If Tennessee makes the Elite Eight, I would love for us to play Chattanooga, but I don't know if the Mocs have enough firepower to make it. But like I said, anything can happen in March Madness. Arizona is the number 1 seed in the South bracket. And like I said, we have defeated Arizona. One of them 3 losses is to Tennessee. So a possible December rematch could happen in the Elite Eight. And then the Sweet 16, Kansas is the number 1 seed down in the Midwest. Like I said, we'll break that down in just a few moments. But like I said, that's just kind of where Tennessee sits right now. All right, let's go ahead and dive into my March Madness predictions. Let me get this back over here. I'll kind of go through this really quickly. I won't bore you to death. So we're starting in the West bracket. We got Gonzaga taking on Georgia State. I'm taking Gonzaga to win that one. Boise State taking on Memphis. I've got Boise. In that one, Memphis had a great run in the American tournament, but I think the Broncos, the champions of the Mountain West, is going to take it. I've got UConn advancing over New Mexico State. I've got Arkansas defeating Vermont. A lot of people's kind of picking Vermont, but I've seen Arkansas play quite a bit this year. I don't expect any. I think Arkansas is going to really show up in this tournament with J.D. Note and Jalen Williams. All right, Rutgers and Notre Dame in Alabama. I think Notre Dame's going to win the 11 and also going to take down Alabama. This team, Alabama team, is just very inconsistent. Figure out how to spell. There we go. That's a little bit better. So I've taken Notre Dame to advance out of the 11 matchup and defeat Alabama in the 6. I think Texas Tech moves on over Montana State. Michigan State taking on Davidson. Davidson's just right up the road where Brad lives, and I'm going to take the Wildcats of Davidson to beat Tom Izzo's Michigan State Spartans. I know the media would love to have an Izzo Coach K round 2 matchup, but I don't think it's going to happen. I do think Duke's going to get past Cal State Fullerton. All right, let's scroll back up to the top here. Gonzaga taking on Boise State. I like the Zags to take that one. Drew Timme, a fantastic player for Gonzaga. Arkansas, I think, will take care of UConn. Notre Dame and Texas Tech, I like Texas Tech in that one. Their defense is about like us, just very stout. Of course, Texas is another team that defeated Tennessee way back in November, but nobody's really talking about that. Duke will defeat Davidson, Battle of the North Carolina schools. Going up to the Sweet 16, I've got Gonzaga defeating Arkansas. And then I have Texas Tech defeating Duke. That, in my opinion, that will be Coach K's last game. And then in the Elite 8, I have Gonzaga defeating Texas Tech in that one. So that's a look at the West bracket. Scrolling on down to the East here. Going through these really quick here. Baylor will advance over Norfolk State. I like North Carolina to defeat Shaka Smart's Marquette Eagles. St. Mary's against the winner of Wyoming and Indiana. I think St. Mary's can defeat either one of these teams. I have UCLA defeating Akron. The 6-11 matchup. I'm going to take the Virginia Tech Hokies to defeat Texas. This will be a good football matchup right here, but they're going to meet in basketball. Purdue taking on Yale. A lot of people love picking these Ivy League schools to upset these higher seeds. I don't think it's going to happen. I think Purdue is a better team. 7-10 matchup. Murray State taking on San Francisco. I think this is going to be an entertaining game, but I like Murray State to win this one. Kentucky over St. Peter's. No doubt about it. All right, Baylor, North Carolina. I'm going to go with Baylor in a slight win. I'm going to take UCLA to defeat St. Mary's. St. Mary's does have a win over Gonzaga this year, but I think UCLA will kind of get their stuff together and at least make it to the Sweet 16. I like Purdue to knock out Virginia Tech, and I really want to pick Murray State to win, but I think Kentucky's a little bit better of a team, so I'll take Kentucky. Baylor taking on UCLA. I think UCLA is going to upset the Baylor Bears in this one. That's maybe a stretch of a pick. But like I said, UCLA had a deep run last year in the NCAA tournament, made it to the Final Four. They still got a pretty good roster with Johnny Juzang and Campbell. And I think this Bruins team will at least make it to the Elite Eight and will take on the Kentucky Wildcats. And I know I'm host a Tennessee video show. I'm going to take Kentucky in the Final Four. Nothing personal, it's just business. And then we'll get to that in a moment. We'll pick the Final Four. So let's see here. Everybody doing pretty good. All right, let's go up to the South. Arizona, I've got winning. I got TCU over Seton Hall. I'm going to take Andy Kennedy and the UAB Blazers to knock out Houston. And I'm going to take the Chattanooga Mocs to upset Illinois. Hopefully y'all got to watch that game Monday night, the SoCon finals between Chattanooga and Furman. David Jean-Baptiste with the game-winning three-pointer at the buzzer. This is a really good team. You got not only David Jean-Baptiste, Malachi Smith, who is the SoCon Player of the Year. You got Sylvia DeSolo, the transfer from Kansas. This is a really good Chattanooga team. A lot of transfers from D1 programs, and I think they'll at least make it to round 2. Colorado State taking on Michigan. I'm going to take Michigan in this one. Tennessee and Longwood. Tennessee. Who else was I going to pick on this show? All right, Ohio State taking on Loyola Chicago. I'm going to take Loyola. They know how to win in March. All right, Villanova. I'm going to take them over Delaware. All right, moving up. Arizona. TCU, I'm taking Arizona. UAB and Chattanooga. I really want to take Chattanooga to win, but I think the Blazers of UAB is going to pull this 12-13 upset matchup. Michigan and Tennessee. There's not going to be a repeat from the last time they met in the NCAA tournament. Tennessee advances to the Sweet 16. And they're going to take on Villanova. Arizona and UAB. UAB Cinderella run strikes midnight. Tennessee and Villanova. I originally had Villanova winning pretty much the whole thing. Well, I had them winning the whole thing. But the more I thought about it, I think Tennessee's red hot right now. I'm going to take Tennessee to the Elite Eight. Defeat Villanova. All right, so now we go to Arizona and Tennessee. They met in December back in Knoxville. The Vols got a huge win. But I'm afraid beating them the second time is probably not going to happen. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to take Arizona to win over Tennessee. But this should be a really good team who can make a deep run. I just think right now Arizona's kind of red hot. And I think this is going to be kind of similar to last year with Purdue and Tennessee. Or not last year, but 2019. Hopefully there won't be any controversial decision. I think this game can go into overtime, and I'm going to say Arizona wins in a classic over Tennessee. Hate to do that, but like I said, just try to make just thinking how I think, I guess. Obviously, I think Brad will probably put them in the Final Four, so you can go with Brad's predictions in that one. All right, Kansas taking on the winner of Texas Southern and Texas A&M Corpus Christi. It's Kansas is going to win. All right, San Diego State taking on Creighton. Creighton had a nice run in the Big East tournament, losing in the championship to Villanova. I'm going to take Creighton. That's not how you spell their name, Dave. There we go. That's a lot better. All right. Now, these two teams are not too far away. Omaha, Nebraska, and Lawrence, Kansas. Iowa taking on Richmond. I'm going to take Iowa, but it wouldn't shock me if Richmond makes it a close one. I got Providence over South Dakota State. It feels like, oh, what the heck did I just hit? Hang on just a second here. We're going to stop sharing for a minute. I don't know what just happened there. The thing just went to Google. Stand by here. Maybe Brad got mad and deleted the bracket. I don't know why I just went to Google on me. Let me try something out here. I blame Brad. Okay. Let's see here. Brad said, yeah, I did. Okay. All right, here we go. So it just deleted all my stuff here, but this is what we're going to do. Okay, so all right, so yeah, I'll kind of start back down here again. Kansas, Creighton. I'm just going to kind of abbreviate here, so I'm not retyping all this stuff up. Iowa, Providence. Okay. LSU taking on Iowa State. If you haven't heard right now, Will Wade was just let go as LSU's coach yesterday. So there's once again the second time in Will Wade's tenure that he's not going to coach his team in the NCAA tournament. Iowa State's not much better. I'll take LSU to win. And I'm going to take Wisconsin over Colgate. All right, USC taking on Miami. I'm going to take the Trojans to win. And Auburn taking on Jacksonville State. I'm going to take Auburn. USC taking on Auburn. I'm going to go backwards here. I'm going to go with Auburn. No, I lied. USC. USC, I think, is going to pull the upset over Auburn. I'm going to go Wisconsin to defeat LSU. Iowa taking on Providence. I got Iowa. And I got Kansas defeating Creighton. I'm going to pull an upset and go Iowa over Kansas. And I'm going to go Wisconsin to defeat USC. And I think the Iowa Hawkeyes are going to make it to the Final Four. I really like this team. Keegan Murray could be a National Player of the Year. You got Jordan Bohannon, who's a super senior for them. I'm taking, like I said, taking the Hawkeyes to win. Dadgummit, I just hit that button again. Okay. Brad says Vols Final Four, David. All right. So I got my PDF up, but it's not sharing on the screen. So anyways, I'll just go ahead and kind of say the rest. So my Final Four is Gonzaga taking on Kentucky. I have Gonzaga winning. And in the other Final Four, I have Arizona taking on Iowa. I have Arizona winning. And in my national championship game, I have Gonzaga taking on Arizona. I think Arizona defeats Gonzaga. Unfortunately, I think Gonzaga will probably be on the short end of the stick. A lot of people says Vols Final Four. Brad says that. Jason says that. Like I said, I think they could. Like I said, this is a potential Final Four team. It's just going to see this. To me, what scares me is some of the scoring droughts that we have had. Kind of throughout the year. Brad says if we play like we did today, absolutely, and I think so too. like I said, the scoring droughts kind of scare me because at times, like I said, we get red hot and we're scoring a lot of points, but then at times we can't hit nothing, but we play good defense too. So, but I'm just afraid if we get in a scoring drought and then you get a real hot team that's going to score, that has the confidence of scoring, it's going to be scary. Brad says, who do I have winning it all? I'm taking the Arizona Wildcats to win it all this year. So yeah, that's kind of how that's kind of what I think right now. I could be wrong, and normally am wrong, but like I said, I have Gonzaga and Arizona in the national championship with Arizona cutting the nets in New Orleans. So that's what I think. I don't know why the bracket template just went to Google all of a sudden. I guess I'll figure that out later on. But kind of give you an idea of what I think. Like I said, any other questions before we kind of wrap up? I will say this. If you have a drink with you, let's go ahead and give a toast right now to the 2022 SEC basketball champions. I'll let you go ahead and raise some glasses up if you have one or something. Let's go ahead and give a toast to our 2022 SEC men's basketball champions, the Tennessee Volunteers. Cheers to everyone. Woo-hoo. Hopefully that makes it up for all that. So, like I said, just thinking about the entire day. Another toast. Oh, yeah, let's do another toast. 5,000 followers. There we go. 5,000 followers on our Facebook page. So, like I said, this has just been a fun day, a day that I'll never forget. A fun SEC tournament, winning it down in Tampa Bay. And now we focus on Longwood coming up in the first round of the NCAA tournament. Brad said football is next, folks. He promises, and it's looking pretty good too. Like I said, getting ready for Longwood coming up on Thursday. Let's see if we have a time yet here. Let's see, Tennessee and Longwood. Like I said, thank you for everybody joining in tonight. This has been a lot of fun. This has been one of our highest attendance Vol Society Lives in a long time. Just fantastic to see. Nothing right now has been announced. Okay, cool. Let's see. The Lady Vols, they should have announced theirs by now, I'm hoping. Okay, so the Lady Vols haven't announced theirs yet. All right, so we will definitely post the Lady Vols as soon as they're announced. Brad says he has his bracket ready to post here soon, and I'm going to probably go ahead and print mine out since the PDF file decided to croak out on me, or Brad decided to delete my bracket for not picking Tennessee to the Final Four. So I'll get that up too. But this has been a lot of fun. Like I said, once again, this is just a fun celebration, not only for the Tennessee basketball program and for us here at Vol Society. Thank you for your support and your love, for getting 5,000 followers. And Bryce has an official Vol Society bracket for you, David. All right, sounds good. Like I said, just let's enjoy this, Vol fans. Like I said, 43 years has been a long time since we've won a tournament. Like I said, for a so-called football school at Tennessee, which I've never really thought that. I always thought Tennessee was an all-sports school, not only for football, but basketball, baseball, softball, soccer. I mean, you name it. And like I said, Tennessee is getting there. And like I said, the Danny White effect is really taking in effect. It's just been a lot of fun. Okay, thank you, Brad. I think this is his fifth SEC championship since he's been on campus in 15 months. It's just remarkable just to see the turnaround of Tennessee athletics. Brad says he loves Dr. Danny. Absolutely. I mean, we've seen the attendance gone up everywhere. Obviously not really having much of an attendance the last couple of years. There's a big difference, but the culture he has created is incredible, Brad. Yeah. I mean, it's just remarkable to see. And it all started back last summer with baseball, just kind of starting that fuse up. Tennessee baseball, we mentioned this several times in the show. Not a lot of people give a care about it. And now it's the hottest sport on campus. And it has trickled down to football. And now it's even went down to basketball. And it's just remarkable to see. And I just can't wait to see what the rest of the sports year has in store for Tennessee athletics. And like I said, we're going to enjoy this SEC championship tonight, celebrate it until Thursday, and then we go for the big one. Tennessee's reveling again, absolutely. All right, so that's going to wrap it up. Hopefully you enjoyed some of that bracket reveal until Google decided to sneak in there and make me lose and can't go back. But, oh well. Like I said, my Final Four, Gonzaga, Kentucky, Arizona, Iowa. I have Gonzaga and Arizona for the championship and Arizona winning the whole thing. So, and then, like I said, Brad and I will give our official predictions on the Vols Society Facebook page. All right, Wednesday night. We probably won't dive too much into Longwood. We'll touch about it briefly. We'll also talk about who the Lady Vols will meet in the NCAA tournament. I figured their announcement would have came up by now, but it hasn't so far. And also, we're going to talk about spring football. And did Tennessee land five-star quarterback Nico? Yeah, you know who I'm talking about. Did we land Nico? We'll talk about that Wednesday night. And like I said, we'll also kind of break into some position battles and what to expect to see during spring practice. So, like I said, we got our basketball fix in, and we'll briefly touch on it Wednesday night, but then we will dive into spring football and also talk about Tennessee recruiting. So, it's kind of been the talk of the last 2-3 days of potential NIL money, and like I said, we'll dive into it Wednesday night. Please don't forget, follow us. I'm going to pull up the website again. Follow us on Facebook, facebook.com/UT Vols Society. I think almost 5,100 now followers. Let's continue to grow it. Tell all the ball fans about it. Let's grow the YouTube channel. Like I said, our YouTube show is our show will be shown on YouTube every Wednesday night. Make sure you subscribe to that if you want to follow along. Of course, we're also live on Facebook, obviously. So that's going to wrap it up tonight. Tennessee, SEC, tournament champions for basketball. This has been a lot of fun tonight. Like I said, this is a night that a lot of Tennessee fans will not forget. This is definitely a milestone night for us here at Vols Society. Like I said, thank you very much to all our followers. And like I said, we're the SEC champions. Yes! Let's go get Longwood on Thursday. Let's go get that national championship that we richly deserve. It's been a great day. I'm going to wrap it up. And like I said, just continue. We're going to still bring you March Madness coverage throughout the week and any other Tennessee news coming up. All right. That's all the time I've got. I've hyped us up enough. Let's go get that national championship. This has been David Morrison from the Vols Society Network, right here on Vols Society Live. Have a great night and go Vols.